What is happening, guys? It's Spruce Goose here, and welcome to part 3 of the series Madden is Trash. Now, right off the bat, I just have to say, there are a ton of issues with next-gen Madden. The player movement is atrocious, man coverage doesn't work, zone coverage doesn't work, the play calling menu is super buggy with things like substitutions and trying to chew clock, and you can't even mute the voice chat of your opponent. So there are just a lot of issues across the board. And that being said, I do believe, or at least hope, that EA is working to address all these issues, and that maybe in a few weeks, none of these issues will still be in the game. But while EA is busy fixing those issues, I think there's another issue they need to add near the top of their list, and that is the AI blocking on the offensive line. So a couple days ago on stream, I was playing with the Browns, and I experienced some of the worst blocking I've ever seen in my entire life in any Madden game. And as you can probably imagine, it's extremely frustrating when your blockers are simply incapable of making blocks or recognizing that there's someone coming uncontested at your quarterback, and it just makes you wonder why you even bother playing the game. So I'm going to jump into some examples for you guys to show you what I'm talking about, and hopefully this will bring some attention to the issue and EA will maybe get this fixed along with all the other issues. Now, as always, guys, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel so much, and I would love to hear from you guys on what issues you want me to address next in this series. But that's enough intro, let's jump into the examples. Alright guys, here's the first example. I'm running a play action pass. I'm going to be blocking 6 against his 4 rushers. I'm just going to go ahead and play it real quick so you can see it once, and then we're going to look at what happens on both sides of the offensive line, and it is pretty bad, guys. So we're gonna freeze frame it right here. I have a left tackle and a left guard who can both try and block this one defensive end. Watch the left tackle and the left guard on the snap. They're actually going to do this bizarre switch. So where instead of the left tackle even bothering to block the defensive end, he's just going to kind of slide to the right to let the left guard go one-on-one against the defensive end. And so the defensive end is actually going to have great leverage against this left guard and be able to turn the edge and get to the quarterback. And the left tackle is never going to do anything. So go ahead and watch these two linemen right here, guys. Do you see that? The left tackle, he never even bothered trying to block the defensive end. And I don't know if he got drawn in by my opponent's user rush, but regardless, that is simply unacceptable to have two guys lined up in front of one defensive end and they can't even block him. Now, let's look at the user rush, because that is the other defender that got great pressure. So this left tackle, I believe, is going to get drawn in by the user rush. Doesn't get over there, but that's fine. Because look at our right guard. Our right guard has nothing to do, and my opponent is going to run straight at him. And what does my right guard do? Oh, my program kind of messed up for a second. Let's run that back. I want you guys to watch the right guard in relation to the user rush right there. He runs right by him. Like, come on. What is this game? What is this game? And actually, I just realized from looking at it again, it wasn't even the right guard. It was the right tackle. Because on the right side of the O-line, they did the same switch. They did the same switch as on the left side. Why are they switching? Why are they switching, guys? So, this is just ridiculous. There's absolutely no reason for those guys to be switching. There's no reason for his 4 rushers to be getting almost instant pressure against my 6 blockers. I'm already getting pissed about it again. You guys can probably tell we have some more examples. That was just example 1. Alright guys, so here's example 2. I'm running the same play action pass. I am going to have 6 blockers. My opponent is only setting 3 rushers, and he's not even user rushing this time. He's going to be kind of clicking on to all kinds of guys during the play. And if you watch, we simply cannot block anything off the edge. We simply cannot block anything off the edge, and these aren't superstar pass rushers. In fact, the only superstar he has on the O-line is Zadarius Smith, who was blocked by the center the entire time. The center held his block, and everything else got on the edge. And it blows my mind. At the moment I get sacked, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this guy's got beat as well. Basically, 5 O-linemen unable to do their job. Somehow my center held Zadarius Smith on his own, and the rest of these guys are all just standing around looking at each other. And it's like, I can't step in the pocket because guess what? This guy's coming as well. So once again, blocking 6 against a 3-man rush, it's like, what are you supposed to do in this case? What are you supposed to do in this case? If I'm going to double team anybody, I probably would have double teamed Zadarius Smith. I'm not going to double team, these random guys coming off the edge. So again, that's example 2 of me just being absolutely dumbfounded as to how I'm supposed to try and pass the ball in next-gen Madden. So let's jump ahead to the next example. All right, guys, so here's example 3. Once again, I'm running a play-action pass. I'm going to have 6 blockers against his 3 rushers. And if you watch, his left defensive end is actually going to win his first one-on-one almost immediately. So I start moving right in the pocket to try to get away from that, and I end up getting sacked by the other defensive end. And if you're saying I have bad pocket presence, I want you to look again. If I had stepped up in the pocket, what I'd be dealing with. So if I step up in the pocket right there, Zadarius Smith, he just won his one-on-one. If I stepped up, I would have stepped up right into that. Maybe you could say if I had stepped up and then to the left, and if that guy doesn't, shed that block in time to get me, maybe if I had snuck up into there, it could have maybe worked. But the reality, guys, is his rushers are winning their assignments all the way across the line. We have one guy standing here doing nothing. We have one guy who got beat. The running back is doing nothing. Another guy got beat. This guy's doing absolutely nothing. And this guy got beat. And so it's just kind of like, again, is this a blocking on next gen issue? Is this a play action issue? I don't know what it is, but I've played a lot of Madden, guys. I know my pocket presence is not amazing. I know I need to get better about stepping up in the pocket, but I have played a lot of Madden, and I've never, ever experienced anything like this with play action passes, guys. So I don't know what's going on, but it needs to be fixed. That was example 3. Let's jump to the next one. All right, guys, so here's example 4, and this is actually a good example where our O-line had absolutely great blocking, and maybe this is an indicator that play action might be related to the blocking issues that I was seeing. But my opponent is actually going to send 6 rushers this time, and I'm going to block 7, but with him setting 6, we actually pick it up perfectly, and I end up being able to launch this for what ends up being a touchdown. So before I was blocking 6 against his 3, and he was getting really great pressure, and now I block 7 against his 6, and we picked it up perfectly. And again, it wasn't play action this time, but I just want to understand. I mean, every block was held for a long time. So is it really that just play action is dead, or is it just random whether you guys are going to block or not? That's what I would love to know. But I think that's the last positive example. The rest are going to be negative examples, so let's go to the next one. All right, guys, so here's example 4, and this one might be the most frustrating yet. If you watch, he's going to get insane pressure off the left side. I try to get away from it, and we just fumble the ball. I want to pause and show you guys. I had 3 blockers on the left side right here. Right here. I have 3 blockers, 1, 2, 3, who could have had a chance at laying a hand on this guy, and none of them even slow him down at all. It's just ridiculous, guys. And again, this was play action. Maybe this issue is related to play action, but regardless, that is just simply unacceptable. You can't have blocking this bad in a football game. So I'm trying not to be pessimistic, guys, but when this is what you're dealing with, it makes you not want to play the game anymore. It's simple as that. Let's go to the next example. All right, guys, so here's the final example, and if there's any example that I think is really up for debate in this video, it'd probably be this one. This was a pretty long developing route that I needed some time for, and my opponent was also, it looks like using D linemen using different pass rush moves, and maybe that's how he was able to beat some of these blocks. But regardless, I was once again blocking 6 against his 3, and there was absolutely no pocket at any point, and I still think even if you're user rushing, like using pass rush moves, I don't think you should be able to absolutely annihilate 6 blockers against 3. This is the example, as you guys can see right here. I really can't step up because his rusher's coming in. I really have to move out of the pocket, and he just gets in there. All his guys won their blocks. There wasn't a single one that got stopped. For a little while, we held Rashawn Gary on the right side with a double team, but eventually, Zadarius Smith comes through. And once again, if you watch, I don't think my running back does absolutely anything on this entire play until it's way too late. I mean, he goes and is the third person to block the defensive end on the left side after he beats 2 O-linemen. But again, you can dispute this one if you want. But for me, this was just the final straw. I really felt like if I block 6 against 3, I should be able to hit a long developing route because I'm sacrificing sending an extra running back out for extra blocking. If that's what next gen's all about, is being realistic and more simulation style, I can't help but feel like if you go and watch real football, if they block 6 against a 3-man rush, he's gonna have a little bit more time than this. And there wasn't even a pocket. I had to get out of the pocket almost immediately. So guys, that is part 3 of Madden is trash. I think blocking is garbage right now, or maybe the Browns just have a terrible O-line. I haven't looked at what the stats were on the Browns O-line, but something was up this game. Something was just not right. This needs to be tuned, along with all the other issues I mentioned at the beginning, guys. This needs to be tuned as well, because it's like, why bother? Why bother keeping in extra blockers? I might as well just send out everybody and just always assume that I only have 2 seconds to throw. Why? Like, don't bother with play action. Don't bother with blocking your running back. It makes no difference, at least in my experience so far on next gen. I really hope this gets tuned. If they want a simulation type football game, the blocking needs to be somewhat close to reality. This is so far away from reality, it's not even funny. But that's part 3 of Madden is trash, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I was a little pessimistic, and it's because I'm just really disappointed in next gen so far. Hopefully EA will fine-tune it in the future. But anyway, guys, again, if you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what issue you want to see me cover next in the series, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one, guys.